Hi everyone, welcome back to the Faithful You Knitting Podcast. My name's Hazel and welcome to my little corner of the internet. I'm coming to you from Wales in the UK and it's a bit dull and gloomy and wet and drizzly out there today, so I thought that I needed livening up. So I thought I would do an end of year knitting review for you. Show you what I've knit this year and talk to you about what my plans are for next year, for what I'm going to make next year. So I hope you're all doing well. Thank you to everybody, just on the offset. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported my channel this year. It has been unbelievable. It's been such a journey. I've really enjoyed myself. I've really enjoyed doing my knitting. And it's given me an incentive to pick my knitting needles and my craft up and my spinning wheels and my weaving looms and make stuff that I can show off to you lovely people. So thank you so much to all my subscribers who are subscribing to my channel. It's lovely to have all your support, and thank you so much to all the 12,000 views that I've had on my channel since I started in April. It has been absolutely amazing. I can't believe how many people have looked at my videos and seen my content. So if you haven't already subscribed and you've been here for a while, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and supporting my channel. It would be lovely to have you around and talk to you in the comments section below. And if you hit the notification bell as well underneath this video, it will tell you when I post new videos onto my YouTube channel. I've got lots of exciting things going on in my head at the moment of what I want to do with my channel next year, and yeah, I've got lots of things going round and thinking that I want to do, and yeah, it's just really interesting to see how the channel's evolving, how things are changing, all the people that I'm talking to in the comments section and where you're all from. You're from America, Australia, Canada. It's just lovely to see where you're all from and enjoy chatting to you and seeing what you're making and what you make of what I'm up to. So excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold at the moment and it's sort of working its way out at the moment, so I'm hoping I won't be coughing too much through my video. But I do have a lot to show you today. I hope you've all been enjoying my Vlogmas videos and that you've enjoyed all my chaotic things that I've been getting up to, and my advent baubles and my advent spinning and all the different crazy things. I hope you enjoyed my bit of carol service that I shared with you last night. And yeah, I'm just really excited and really looking forward to Christmas, spending time with my family, spending time with my husband of course, getting out for some walks and some quality crafting time, and I hope you're all looking forward to that as well. Anyway, I hope you've been buying the books that I've been recommending as well. I hope you've got a nice big wish list for your husbands or your wives to go off out and buy you the books that I've been recommending to you. I do have another one for you today which I'll share with you in a little while. It's a spinning book and it's one that I've used quite a lot, and it comes with a CD as well, so you can watch the DVD and follow along with the spinning techniques. So that's coming up. I've also got my spinning to show you. I'm going to go through all the things I've made this year and show you what I've made. A lot of them are things that I started either last year or the year before that I didn't get around to finishing. There are a few things that I've started from scratch. I've got a vintage knit that I did. I've got a scarf, I've got some hats. So I've got loads to show you. So we better get started, haven't we? First off, where are we? The first thing I did this year was this one, and this was my own pattern. It's knit in Shetland handspun, Shetland, not handspun, I think it's called the Croft, and it is, if I can put a photograph in for you I will, but it's just a crop top, sits just above my waist. Let me stand up, see if I can kneel up a bit for you. There you go. It's just a crop top, it sits just above my waist. And yeah, it's a really nice top to wear. I started it back in 2018 when we went to Cornwall. Let me sit back down again so you can see me. I started it in 2018 when we went to Cornwall, or 2019 I think, sorry, the last time we went. And all it was tubes. I watched this girl called Kate Celine. I don't know whether any of you have seen her. She's the girl that comes to you knitting under the stairs. She's a she does metal detecting and she does painting. She's a really lovely girl by the look, but from what I've seen of her. She does some really chaotic videos just like me. But yeah, she knits things in tubes and then she attaches them together and makes garments, hats, scarves, blankets. She's done a blanket called the Squishy Dot blanket. She invents all these different things and her husband makes them for her. It's a great channel, I recommend her. But yeah, that's where I got the idea from this from. So it's just 3 tubes. I knit this bit in the tube up to where you divide for the sleeves and then knit it up. And then I just attach some sleeves, knit them in around and did I-cord bind off. So yeah, really like that sweater. It's really comfy. Unfortunately, I didn't do it, excuse me, I didn't do it slightly lower at the front like I've done this one. And it rides up a little bit. But once it's on, it kind of settles down on my shoulders and it's really easy to wear. So this is the first one. So that's my own pattern. I can't recommend the pattern to you because it's mine. And I haven't written it yet. So that's one. The next thing I did was Ranunclulas sweaters. I know a lot of people have knit this sweater. I've knit 4 of them this year. I gave 2 away as gifts at Christmas last year. And I've knit myself one, which is my green one here, which you have seen me wear on the podcast. That's this one. Knitting 100% wool. I think it was knitting machine wool. And yeah, all the lanolin stuff, the coatings come off and it's gone really nice and drapey. So that's my first one. Don't know whether you can see the detail in that. And this is my second one, knitting Jameson and Shetland. So yeah, I really like this one. It's really cosy, really warm. I haven't washed them. I don't tend to wash my jumpers. I just hang them on the washing line and let them air off. They are pilling a bit. They do need to be gone over with the razor or a lint brush. But yeah, I love them. They're very cosy. So that's my version of the Ranunclulas. I couldn't get the hang of the pattern on the neck. There are a few mistakes. But yeah, I still wear it. I still like it. I managed to get the grip of it at some point, but then I lost the plot again. So yeah, I'm not that bothered. I don't know whether you can see the mistakes in the pattern just at the top here. But yeah, I like them. They're comfy. No one notices the pattern unless they know the pattern. So I'm not really that fussed. So I did 4 Ranunclulas this year. I did 2 just at Christmas last year, in the last 12 months, sorry. I did 2 at Christmas last year, excuse me, as gifts. I got out of 500 grams, I got 2 of these, out of this colour. One went to a friend, and I got the other one. And then I knit this one for myself, and I knit one for my mum. So my mum got one last year as well. Don't see her wearing it that much though, so maybe she doesn't like it. Maybe she should hand it back and then I can wear it. Next, I don't want to make this podcast really long, so I'm just going to rustle through them. It's my Maya cardigan. I have shown this before on my podcast. And incidentally, thank you to the 1,000 viewers that have viewed my Maya cardigan video that I did, the second one, looking for lambs. I went over 1,000 views today and I'm so excited. I just can't believe that 1,000 people have looked at that video. And some of the other videos are getting up to like 500 or 600 views. So there are people out there that are enjoying them. So that makes me really happy. It makes me want to keep doing it. So that's good for the next year. So yeah, this is my Maya cardigan, as I say. I started it Christmas, not last Christmas, the Christmas before. It sat in a bag and just languished for 12 months. And I picked it up early in the year and finished it, and then this was in my second video as a finished object. I have put my own buttons on, which are available in my Etsy shop, my slate buttons, and I forage for these down the river, and then I make them into buttons. I seem to have lost one. I need another one on the bottom there. But yeah, these are my handmade buttons that I make myself, and they are available in my Etsy shop, and the link is in the description bar if you're interested. But this cardigan gets a lot of wear because now I've lost weight. It fits me really well, and I really enjoy wearing it. So that's the Maya cardigan. I know that the Maya cardigan videos are the most popular videos on my YouTube channel. So a lot of you are obviously knitting them. and also the Birkin as well. My Birkin videos have just done so well, so I think it was largely because of the problems that I had with the Birkin sweater, and I think a lot of other people had the same problems as what I had with my Birkin sweater, because I know that there was an issue with the first pattern that she brought out, but it has been updated since. But I think that was why a lot of people have viewed my Birkin sweater jumper, my sweater video. So thank you to all you who have watched that video. But this is my maya. I want to make another one, but I want to make it in green this time, and change some of the colouring, the green and the brown, and then maybe do some different colour on the yoke up here. But I want to get through my stash first and move on to that a bit later on. But yeah, my maya cardigan, it does get a lot of wear, and now I've lost weight. I've lost 2.5 stone since, when did I start? July I started. I'm looking a bit puffy at the moment. Don't know why that is, but yeah, I'm still 11 stone 4. So I'm really, really pleased about that. I can wear some nice clothes now. Next, what have we got? Sorry, I'm going really, really fast, aren't I? I need to slow down. Take a chill pill. Think I'll drink a bit of coffee. My husband's gone out and I want to... Do you like my mug? My Christmas pudding mug. I got it in the pound shop. I've had 2 Christmas mugs this year, and yeah, I really like my Christmas pudding mug. Even my husband, like, he said, oh, I like your mug. Right, breathe, and we'll start again. Right, next, the next thing I knit this year was this one. This is my magnolia sweater, and I really want to make another one of these. It is so comfortable, so warm. I wear it a lot when it's cold. When we had all that frost the last couple of weeks, I've worn it a lot then. I don't wear it when I'm doing the fire because I don't want black all over it because it won't come off. But I do want to knit another one because I really like it. I knit it out of Gotland, 100% Gotland yarn from Shilsada in the Isle of Skye. I didn't do the bobbles very well. I've not done bobbles. I hadn't done bobbles before, so I wasn't sure what I was doing. But yeah, it's another one that as it's sort of settling itself down and breathing, it is relaxing, and the yarn's relaxing, and it's starting to get bigger. So I really like the fact that wool does that. It kind of, when you knit it, it kind of tenses up, and then when you stop knitting it, it kind of goes, ah, and then it just does its own thing, and I love that. That's why I don't like washing them, unless they're dirty. I don't like washing my jumpers. I just think if you put them out on the washing line, they'll air off in no time in the sun, and you won't need to wash them, because I don't really think they get dirty, and they don't smell. This one still smells like it did the day I bought it 15 years ago. It still smells sheepy, so I never wash them. But yeah, on the cuffs and the top, I used my own handspun Shetland, and on the neckband there. And yeah, it's wearing really well. I bought the yarn 15 years ago, and when my very, very first time I went to Shilsada in the Isle of Skye when it was in Waternish, and anyone who's been watching me for a while, I kind of mention them in every video. That it's one of my most favourite places to go, and every time we went to the Isle of Skye, I'd make a pilgrimage to go to Waternish and go to Eva's shop and go and buy some wool. And this is the very first purchase I ever made, and I could never find excuse me, I could never find the right project to knit with it, and Magnolia seemed to be the right project. And it's worth holding on to your yarn for 15 years to be able to find the right pattern to knit with it, to do it justice. And I do think that this pattern's done it justice, so I really do love it. I love the neckband, and I really, really do want to make another one. It looks nice there on the camera. So yeah, I really, really want to make another one. I'm going to try doing it in my own handspun next time. So So that's Magnolia. I'll put all the links in the description bar below for you. So if you like any of the patterns and you want to knit them, then you can have a go. Excuse me. Gosh, I don't know what's the matter with me. So Magnolia. So that's that one. Getting through them, aren't we? I've only got another three to show you. So the next one I did then was sort this out. This was on my needles from 2017. And this is done in my handspun. And this is called the Koinik pullover jumper cardigan. Get your words out, woman. This is called the Koinik cardigan, and it's by Kate Davis. And I'll pop a picture just up here for you so you can see it. And this was 50p balls that I got at Wonderwool, all the colour work at the top. And then, as I say, the rest of it was my hand-spun Shetland. So this is a really nice cardigan to wear as well. It's again, it's stretching all by itself. I don't block my garments, not unless it's absolutely necessary. I never block anything. And all these garments that I'm showing you, I've not blocked any of them. In fact, I think the only one I did block was this one, the Ranunclulas. But yeah, I don't block my garments. No, I didn't block that one. Yeah, I've just blocked the one, and that was simply because it knit up too small and I wanted to stretch it. But it's growing on its own accord anyway. But this one's done the same. I did have an issue with knitting the neckband. No idea what I did. I did a stretchy bind off, and I think that was the problem. And I can't undo the neckband and redo it because you do this bit where the buttons go after you've done the neckband. So I can't even undo it. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I've got my own buttons on it again. That are available in my Etsy shop. And they're all washed. They've got waterproofing on them so that if you put them on a garment that needs washing, they can be washed. So yeah, they're available in my Etsy shop. And they're not expensive for handmade buttons. But I really like this cardigan. It does get a lot of wear. And again, it's stretching. So the Koinik sweater by Kate Davis. I've got a few patterns I still want to knit by her, but I love the colour detail at the top. So yeah, nice rustic looking jumper. And the last one is the one that gave me the most headache, which is my Birkin sweater, which I had on yesterday in yesterday's vlog. I love this sweater. Oh no, this is the last one. I love this sweater. It's lovely to wear. It gave me an absolute migraine headache to knit, but I would knit another one. It probably should be blocked, but Birkin. And this is all knit from Stash. The colour work is 50p balls. No, it's not. The colour work was Jameson of Shetland. And the body is Jameson of Shetland as well. So yeah, I've just got the beads to put on that I want to put on in the colour work. I want to add some beads. But other than that, it's a beautiful sweater to wear. I love wearing it. I had it on last night for the carol service and I got a few compliments about it. So yeah, I'm going to wear it at Christmas, once the Christmas dinner's out the way. So that's my Birkin. I am going to knit another one of these. I know I said I wouldn't, but I really like the pattern and I really like how it's turned out. It's wearing well. But I hope I don't have the headache I had with it last time. As I say, it gave me a migraine. It was that bad. I had an issue with the neckband. And for any of you who haven't watched my podcast, I knit the neckband and it was up here. It was like a funnel neck sweater and it didn't sit on the arms or anything. And I nearly frogged it, rip it back out completely. And I didn't reduce for the sleeves. I tried to do them like the Magnolia sweater, which you don't reduce the sleeves, you just knit it as like a tube and do the I-cord bind off. And I tried to do that with this one, and I tried to do that with this one and it looked awful. It looked like a big belt end. So I ended up cutting the neckband off and just put it, and I didn't even bother doing the German short rows again. I literally just put the neckband back on, and I re-knit the sleeves in pattern as to what it said in the pattern. So it seems to have sorted the problem out now, and it's a really nice sweater to wear. I've worn it a lot, and I would be having it on today, but I wanted to wear my hand knit sweater, my hand spun. So yeah, that's Birkin. If any of you are interested, it's a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. It's a beautiful pattern. Put a link in the description bar for you. And that's my next one. Doing well, aren't we? I'm going through a bit fast, I'm sorry. But I want to make sure I get done before my husband comes home. Right, where are we? I've got some gift knits that I've done, but I can't show you them because they haven't been given to their recipient yet. But I knit this hat, which is my own pattern, that's available on my blog, my Faithful You Knitting podcast blog. There's a link in the description bar. And this is a free pattern, and it's a 2x2 rib hat. Just take my glasses off and show you it on. There you go. It's a lovely hat to wear, nice and comfy. It's felted with the Welsh country misty air, and it's got a nice felted hat, and it's really, really warm to wear. It's been great in all this cold weather. This is one I knit for my husband. He found it a bit itchy, but with my bushy hair it doesn't seem to make a difference to me. So I knit him this one, which is done in Harris tweed, which I bought in Tarbert at the harbour there in the Isle of Harris when we were there, oh gosh, 2010. So yeah, and he really, really likes this hat. He said it's a nice hat to wear. So yeah, I just, again, 2x2 rib. The pattern's on my blog. I think it took about 100 grams. So, because I have crocheted myself a cowl in this, and I might undo it and make a hat. Because the cowl doesn't get a lot of wear, and it seems a shame for it just to sit there. But yeah, there's my husband's hat. So that's the same as this one. And then the next one I did was when I started using the knitter's loom. And that's when my hat making has taken off. Because I've done 3 of these now, and I've got another 2 to do. So it's just an ordinary straightforward tube, 78 rows, and then I put a pom-pom on the top, and I've turned in the cuff and stitched it in. You can wear it as a slouchy bobble hat, or you can tuck it in at the back and wear it as a hat like that, or you can turn the rim and wear it more as a bobble hat. There we go. There we go, that's better, isn't it? There we are. So yeah, I like this hat. It gets a lot of wear again. Let me just show you again in case you didn't see that. There you go. Like a bit of a wee Willy Binky hat. And then tuck it in, wear it like that. The great thing about this pom-pom is that I got this in the wool shop near my home, and it's got a ribbon in the bottom, and I've got one in my barbel hat as well, and you can undo it and take the pom-pom off if you don't want the pom-pom, or if you want to wash the hat you can actually take the pom-pom off. So yeah, it gets a lot of wear, this hat. Again, it was great during the cold weather. I can wear it as a straightforward bobble hat like that. So yeah, it's a great hat. It's a bit of a Where's Wally hat, I think, but yeah, I'm very pleased with it. So that's another hat, and as I say, I've got 2 to go off to the Christmas presents, and I've got excuse me, I've got a cowl that I've done on the knitter's loom as well, which is a Christmas present. Better, yeah, I've got a cowl that is a Christmas present for somebody, and the next one is also a gift for somebody, which is my scarf that I did. Now this was a strip of the Attic 24 blanket, the granny square blanket, and I fell out of love with it. I did 13 or 15 squares and I just didn't want to finish it. I was bored, and it wasn't a problem with the pattern, it was just me. It was just, it wasn't wanting to do a granny square blanket. So yeah, so I didn't want to undo it because there wasn't enough wool to undo it. So all I've done is I've done this band around the top. I've done treble crochet, a single crochet black, then a single crochet blue, single crochet pink twice, single crochet once, blue again, and then a triple crochet and 2 rows of single crochet around the edge. And I've salvaged the squares to make a scarf. Now I am going to block this because it is acrylic and it needs stretching out because it's puckering up. So once I've shown it to you, I'm going to wash it and then I am going to block it. I'm going to pin it out and stretch it so it's all nice and straight. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's a beautiful thing. I love this colour here, the pink, the orange and the yellow. It's a lovely colour. It's a lovely wild scarf, and I hope the person who's going to receive it is in for a nice wild scarf. But I love this colour as well, this one here. There you go. So yeah, I'm really loving that. I might do myself one at some point, but I wanted to give it away as a gift. And the final thing is this jumper, which I made out of my own hand-spun art yarn. So I'm really pleased with this. It's turned out really well. The cuff is just some 50p balls from Wonderwool, and then there's the glittery yarn. So this gets a lot of wear, and again it's stretching. The longer it's being worn, the more it's just dropping as the yarn breathes. So yeah, it was a nice use of handspun yarn. When I first did the sleeves, they were up at my elbow, and now they're stretching and going down to my cuff. So before long I'm going to have long sleeves. So yeah, it's a little it's a cropped sweater again, which is just, there's my hips, it's just on my hips. And yeah, I really enjoy wearing it. It's a lovely jumper to wear. It's lovely and warm, and yeah, it's great. So yeah, it's a really warm jumper to wear. It's really comfortable, and I'd highly recommend that if you're starting spinning, that you start making garments with your hand spun and start wearing them, because it's great. It's a really nice jumper. You just turn you back up again. You seem to have dropped. That's a bit better, isn't it? Right, okay. So, we're on to spinning now. No, we're not. We're on to works in progress. I've got a new cast on. And I've got my retro jumper to show you. So let's show you that first. That's all the makes that I've done this year. These are my hats and things. So we're getting a nice pile behind us there. Oh yeah, there's this as well as my tank top that I've been doing. I've redone it. This is my own pattern again. It's the wide sleeves so that you can wear a blouse with it. I'm not going to do anything, I don't think, with the sleeves, but I am just going to do an ordinary garter stitch round the neck. I may just do 1 or 2 rows of garter stitch round the arms just to tidy them up a bit. But that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Because the first time I knit it, it looked far too bulky with the 2x2 rib, so I'm not going to do that again. But it's got 2x2 rib at the bottom, and then I've knit 15 rows, I think, in the round, and then divided for the sleeves. I've just reduced, I think, 6 stitches under there, and then knit it up, and then just reduced a bit for the neckband. So I'm going to put that pattern on my blog in the new year, if any of you would like to knit it. I'll try and put a picture in when it's finished, or I'll show you it as a finished object when we come back in the new year. But yeah, I'm pleased with how that's turned out now. It's nice to wear. I'm going to put it on with a nice shirt and a skirt. A shirt and a skirt, and wear it over the Christmas period. So that's that. It's turned out well. I am pleased with it. And again, it's cropped. So that's a nearly finished object. Right, next we are doing works in progress. And I'm knitting at the moment. Let me show you the pattern. an odd pins pattern from the 1980s. And I'm knitting this one. I don't know whether you can see it with the glare of the light, but I'm knitting this one. And I'm doing it in a mohair. And this is what we have so far. I don't know whether you can see the pattern, but it's done on 2 different size needles. It's done on a 12mm needle on one side, and I think that is a 4.5 on that side. And I don't know whether you can see how it's turning out. I'm really loving the effect that it's giving in the yarn, and I'm nearly up to the armholes on the first piece. So yeah, I love the colour. I think the colour's beautiful. But as I say, I'm nearly up to the armholes now, so I'm going to start on the armholes. So that's that. But it's a pattern I've had in my pattern collection since the 80s. It was one of the first patterns I ever got. And this is from 1984. There's also this one which I'm going to knit as well when I've finished. I've sorted the yarn out for that. It's all knit from stash, but this is this one. So yeah, it was part of my challenge that I set myself at the beginning of the year, not to buy any yarn for 2022. And I started it in August last year, and I wasn't going to buy any yarn for 12 months, and I didn't. The first bit of yarn I bought was last week, and I bought that to make Christmas presents. And then this week when I went to the charity shop, they had 100% wool for 49p a ball, and I couldn't leave it there for that price. So I did buy some yarn on that. I spent £12 on that. But I've got projects in mind that I want to knit with that, so it's not just going to languish. But this sweater is kept in my Emma Ball bag, which I really, really love. I love the puffins in their sweaters. So yeah, Emma Ball, great bags. So that's that one. Oh yeah. Now, I don't know whether any of you have heard of this sweater. It's called Into the Wild, and I first saw it on Emily Kate Makes podcast earlier in the season. I think it was sort of September maybe that she was showing it, August, September. She made one for herself, she made one for her mum, and this is what I've done on it so far. Now I'm doing it in thicker yarn to what it says in the pattern, but I'm doing it to the size that I would have knit for the pattern before, because I'm knitting it in a slightly smaller needle. Now I haven't gauge swatched, I don't gauge swatch, but I'm doing this on a 4mm needle, and I think that this yarn, this Let Lopey, and I think that this yarn will in fact be okay in the pattern, that the size that I picked, because it says that it has 10 inches positive ease, and I don't want that much positive ease, so I'm happy for it to be a bit smaller. So yeah, I'm using Let Lopey, I'm using this blue. I did show it on a podcast previously, and I was going to knit a Celtic key design dress, top dress type thing, but I decided I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do a proper sweater, an Icelandic look sweater. So I've gone for the Into the Wild. I'll put a picture here for you so you can see. So at the moment I'm using my handspun yarn. This is handspun Shetland, and it was local wool. So I've got that. So that's what the black is. That's what my black is in the top of the pattern. And then I've got my cream. I've got my brown, and I have got some blue, but I'm not using the blue. So yeah, we've got that. We've got that, and that, and that's going to be my Into the Wild sweater. And again, this is from stash. When I bought the wool for my Maya cardigan last year in 2021, I bought this bag of wool as well at the same time, because I had yarn left, and I wanted to make sure that I could make something else and use the wool. So yeah, I bought 2 lots. I bought enough for the Maya cardigan, and enough for something else. So this is my something else. So yeah, that's my Into the Wild sweater. So as I say, I'm onto the colour work on it now. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying how it's knitting up. I'm really enjoying these colours and how they're working together. And I'm enjoying how my handspun is working with it as well. So it's another use of my handspun yarn. So I'll have some more on the colour work done, and then when I come back in the new year, hopefully I'll be down to the body and I'll have a lot more to show you. So I was working on that this morning and last night. So but it's difficult to see in the light here, so I can only work on it when it's really light. But yeah, so that's my Let Lopey. That's my Into the Wild sweater. I love it. I love the foxes on the neckband, and I would like to knit it again, but knit it in a cardigan in different colours. So I'll see how it turns out. I'll see if I want another one once it's finished. But I did wonder whether to knit it in a cardigan and steek it up the front. I may still do that, I don't know, we will see. Because I haven't done any extra stitches to take into account a steek. And it would just mean literally cutting into the sweater and cutting it up the front, and I'm not sure I'm that confident. So we'll have to see. So that's my Into the Wild sweater and my vintage knit. The other thing I've knit this year is my retro tea cosy. I really enjoyed making this. I'd like to make another one. But yeah, it's only done in garter stitch. I do use it on my teapot. It fits 3 of my teapots. I'd like to make a smaller one for my small teapot. But yeah, I enjoyed making that. So that was my vintage knit this year. Where are we? What have we got left? I've been working on my Attic 24 blanket, and it's grown quite a bit. Where were we up to when I saw you last? I've got a stitch marker somewhere. There we are. I was there when I did my last podcast. So I've done that. Sorry, I was there at that stitch marker at my last podcast, so I've done that much. And it is quite a wide blanket, but I really love how it's turning out. Getting quite long now. I don't know how many stripes I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I've done 37 rows so far, and there's 90. So it's actually going to be a really big blanket. So I've really enjoyed making that. It's the kind of thing I can do at 11 o'clock at night and not have to think about it. So yeah, it's only 2 different patterns. You do one pattern for 2 rows, and then you do another pattern for 2 rows. And I'm really loving the colours, and I'm hoping it's going to sit on the settee when it's finished, and I can use it as a lap blanket in the winter when it's cold here. So I'm going to be working on that a bit more over Christmas. I'm not using the pattern. I was given the pattern by somebody who's crocheted it before, somebody from church. And I'm just using the yarn from this one, from the Granny Square blanket. I thought it was a good use of yarn. This hasn't gone to waste because it's been made into a cardigan, a scarf. And the yarn hasn't gone to waste because it's been repurposed into another Attic 24 blanket. So no one's going to know that the blanket's been knit in different colours, are they? So yeah, so that's my Attic 24. We've been doing spinning for our advent calendar. Right, so let's move on to spinning. So we're doing really well. I thought it was going to be a really long podcast, but it's going to be about 45 minutes, I think. Yeah, spinning. As part of Vlogmas this year, I set up a Christmas tree in the kitchen. I'm actually sitting in the sitting room in front of our main Christmas tree. But I set up a little Christmas tree in the kitchen, and I filled baubles and put fluffy stuff in for spinning, and then filled some little bags and put numbers on them and put them in a shoebox. and we've been doing that through December, and I kind of lost my way with it a bit because life just got busy, and I never got round to finishing videoing or opening all the envelopes. So I probably won't finish that now because tomorrow's the 23rd, 24th on Saturday, and then Christmas Day, so I'm just not going to get it finished. There's just no way at all is it all going to get finished. But what I have done is I've now done 2 skeins. So yeah, we were opening, if you go back and see some of my vlogs for Vlogmas, you'll see throughout the time that I was doing it, I was opening the envelopes. We were looking at it through like an advent calendar, like you look for your chocolates and you look for the number. Well, I was doing that with my fluff, and all the little add-ins like beads and sequins and bobbles and things like that that I was adding into the yarn were in those little bags. And we take a bauble off the tree, pick a bag, and then throw them together and see what we come up with. And this is what I came up with for my first skein. So it's turned out really, really well. It's turned out so much better than I expected. And it jingles because of the bells. There are bells in it. If you go back and watch some of my short videos and some at the end of some of the Vlogmas videos, I've shown the techniques I've used for adding in the beads and for adding in the bells. So, and you can see the process of the yarn being made. So I'm really, really pleased with it. It's turned out really well. I've got to ply this one today. But this has turned out really well with all the locks and everything in it. You can see them, there's beads, there's bells, there's locks. So yeah, I'm really loving this one. I love all the colours and how they're working well together. So I'm going to ply this one today, and then I'm going to move on to the 3rd skein. So when we come back in the new year, I'll show you all 4 skeins and show you what they look like. But what I will do is, I will, excuse me, I'm getting pins and needles in my legs. I will video short videos of me spinning the yarn so you can actually see it all come together and see the finished skeins. So I'm going to do this today, this one today, and I'm going to start spinning the third skein, this 3rd bobbin, and I will show you that in a shorts video. So yeah, life just got too busy. We've had the carol service, I had Christmas shopping to do, I've had a cold, I've had the cot to do, I've been trying to get tidied up, we've had all that frost, and I just wanted to sit in front of the fire and get warm because we had like -8 here. It's been really cold, but thankfully the weather's got a lot warmer now, so yeah, things are getting back to normal. So I'm going to get that finished. I've moved my advent tree into the workshop now, so when I do vlog, if I do any more vlogs, it will be from in there. So yeah, so that's that. The last thing I've got to share with you today is a book review, another one. We get there in the end, don't we? It's called Spin Art. There you go. And it's by a lady called JC Boggs, I think her name is. And at the back it has a DVD, and everything that she talks about in this book, all the different techniques that she talks about, all the different flying techniques that she talks about, are all on the DVD. So you can actually watch her doing the different things in the DVD, which is really, really good. But it's a really good book. I have looked at it, I have read it, and she does a lot of art yarns, and I love art yarns. That's a picture of her. You've probably seen her around on Instagram and YouTube, because I think she does some YouTube videos as well. She did some videos for Craftsy. I've watched her videos on there, and I think she's done this course, this DVD, actually on the Craftsy channel as well, but I'm not sure. But I have seen her on there. But she talks about all the different things that you need to know about spinning. Tips for spinning textured yarns, singles techniques, wraps, auto wrapping, setting up your wheel. She talks about coarse spinning as well. Got some beautiful photography in it. She talks about spiral plying as well. So there's a lot in this book, a lot for you to read, a lot for you to get to know. She does boucle yarn, she does plying techniques, she talks about the plying for the different techniques. Yeah, it's a really, really good book, so I highly recommend it. She's talking about loops, different types of loops, cables, how to do cable yarns. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really interesting book, so I do recommend it. She does cables for foreign objects, like beads and buttons and things like that. And combinations of different things together as well. The beehive method. So yeah, it's a really good book. Spin Art, Mastering the Craft of Spinning Textured Yarns. That's a mouthful. And includes instructional DVD. So yeah, another recommendation for you. So I don't know what I paid for it. Is this the... I paid £13 for it. No, I didn't. I paid £11 for it. So yeah, I think it was another one off one of those second-hand booksellers, and it was a new book. So that's that. So I think that's it for today, and I think that's it for this year for my knitting podcasts. I'm going to give myself a bit of a break and a bit of a breather. I've had a lot going on the last few weeks with doing Vlogmas and trying to do my podcasts. I'm battling the cold weather. So I'm going to have some time with my husband and some time with my family, and have some time to myself as well before I come up back nice and fresh in the new year. So thank you again to everybody who has watched my channel. Thank you again to all my subscribers who have subscribed to my channel, and I look forward to seeing how the channel will grow in 2023. I'm not even 12 months in, and I'm already over the moon with how the support I've been given, the recommendations people have done for me on social media and YouTube. Thank you so much for recommending me. And yeah, feel free to share any of my content on any of your social media too. You're very welcome. So yeah, I think that's it for me today. I'm starting to get a bit hoarse, and I need to go and get another cuppa. So enjoy your Christmas if you celebrate it. Have a wonderful new year, and may the Lord bless you and keep you for 2023. So yeah, I just pray that you'll have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful time with your family, and that you'll enjoy having some time to yourself and enjoy doing your crafting. So yeah, I will see you in the new year. God bless you all for 2023, and I'll see you back here in the first week in January. So have a lovely time, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Bye bye. So yeah, thank you to all my new subscribers. It's been lovely to have all your support, and thank you again to all the viewers and people that keep returning to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button, and keep up to date with all my new videos as and when they come out. There's a lot of exciting things in the pipeline for next year, with the drum carding videos I'm doing and the natural dye videos I'm doing in February, and we'll see where we go from there. So have a lovely Christmas everybody, have a wonderful blessed new year and 2023, and I pray that you'll all be blessed and that the Lord will bless you and keep you. So yeah, have a wonderful time with your family and a wonderful time of relaxation and rest. And we will come back here all nice and refreshed the first week in January. So yeah, see you again soon. Have a lovely Christmas, and bye for now. Bye bye.